Hello and welcome to English Classes TV Shows Explained.
Hello.
So today we're looking at Top Gear Series 9 Episode 3 and it's the US special. Okay, and today we're going to have a look at some words. So the first words we're going to look at, two words which have very similar meaning, redneck and hick. What's the meaning of redneck or hick?
Okay, these are two adjectives that they are used in a quite colloquial language, and they are to describe a person that has like low culture and low morals, and it's
It's basically people from the countryside or people from the deep south who have a low level of education. And,
yeah.
It's kind of like the stereotypical image you have of a hick or a redneck is someone who hasn't been to school, has a low-paid job, things like that. They're inbred, people say as well. They sleep with their sisters, things like that. So this is the typical image. Maybe redneck is more for the south, and hick is more in general. Okay, a muscle car. What's a muscle car?
A muscle car is a big car with a very powerful engine.
Yeah.
But that it's not a great car.
Yeah, it's usually not, like for example Ferraris and Lamborghinis are not muscle cars because they're finely engineered. It's more like a Mustang or a thing like that. It's pretty basic, but it has a big engine. Okay, so take a leaf out of somebody's book. What does that mean? To take a leaf out of somebody's book?
I don't know.
It's like to follow the example of someone else. You see someone else doing something or someone is a certain way and you copy that or be like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so you might say, a mother might say to her son, you should take a leaf out of his book and be a good boy or eat your vegetables or things like that. What does dirt cheap mean?
I think that it's to say that something is crappy.
No, I'm referring to the price. Dirt is like soil or from dirty, but dirt cheap means very cheap.
Okay.
Really cheap. Okay, alloy. What does alloy mean in terms of cars? Yeah.
Yeah, it's special kind of wheel.
It's a special kind of wheel, usually a bit more expensive.
Fancy, maybe.
Yeah, fancier sort of wheel. Pickup truck. What's a pickup truck? This is very American.
Yeah, it's this kind of the car that have only like one row for passengers and the rest is like to put things in it.
It's like got a big open trunk or boot.
Yeah.
To put things in. It's very popular in the United States, but less popular in Europe, I think.
Yeah.
The next word then, good nick. If something's in good nick.
I don't know this expression.
Good nick means good condition.
Okay.
Yeah. Tip of the iceberg. What's tip of the iceberg mean?
Okay, tip of the iceberg. Okay, because everyone knows that the iceberg, you can see only like a little part of it, and everything, like the big part, is below the water. So tip of the iceberg is only like little part of something.
Yeah, it's like you see something happening, but you understand that there are more going on. More of this is happening, or you see something and you know that there's more. Yeah, that's hidden from view.
Yeah.
Okay, by a mile. What does by a mile mean?
I don't know.
A mile is a unit of measurement, isn't it? It's 1.6 kilometers, more or less. And by a mile means by a big distance. Metaphorically, if you try and do something and you miss, like you're playing football and you shoot at the goal and it goes wide, very wide, you can say by a mile. You can also say by a country mile, which implies even further maybe. The idea is that a country mile is further than a mile. Okay, foibles. What are foibles?
Okay, these are little like inconvenience or something like this that something on someone can has, but even with it, you're still like the thing or the person. It's
a foible is like a characteristic of someone or a sort of slight defect maybe, but you still like it. It's kind of like
you don't care about it.
It's like little characteristics that make a person who they are. And then because of that, you like the person, so you like the foibles. So they were talking about the cars. The cars have some problems with them, but they see them as just little sort of characteristics i.e. they're not boring, they have like little faults, but they're interesting at least. Okay, parky, this is very English. Hey, James May describes it as getting a bit parky. Parky means cold. He's saying, oh, it's getting a bit parky. I'll just turn the air conditioning up a little bit. Okay, Brokeback Mountain. What is Brokeback Mountain?
It's a movie. Talking about movie?
Yeah, the movie.
Okay.
What? Yeah, they make fun of Hammond, calling him Brokeback.
Yeah, because it's about a gay couple.
Well, they're two cowboys and they fall in love. They're two men and they fall in love, and it's all about sort of cowboys and ranching and
difficulties of their relationship.
Yeah, so they make fun of Hammond and they call him Brokeback. It's his call sign. Okay, alligator.
Okay, alligator is one of these asquerosos animals.
Disgusting.
Disgusting animals. Like crocodiles. Crocodiles. Yeah.
And caiman as well. So it's an animal. It's long and thin. It lives in the water generally, but it has legs.
Dangerous.
Yeah, it has big teeth like this.
And only
big
have
jaw.
4 positions for his eyes and mouth, but I will not show you in this episode.
Okay, maybe for another episode. Pay per view only. Okay, what does infested mean?
It's full of something, or full.
Yeah, it means there's lots of something somewhere. Okay, mate. Mate is it's quite English, but also Australian as well. The Australians use the word mate a lot.
It's to say friend, colleague, or something like this.
Yeah, you can say someone is your mate, but you can also use it as like a verbal tick. It's an interesting word to use. You can say, "Hi mate, how's it going, mate?" Yeah, you use it especially with people you don't know very well, to express the feeling of sort of to say, "Oh, I like you, although we don't know each other. I'm showing that I have good feelings towards you by calling you mate." So it's often a word you'd use for people you don't know very well when you're trying to be friendly. It's like a very friendly word. The Australians use it all the time. They love the word mate. Oath. What is an oath?
Oh, I forgot.
An oath is like it's like a stupid person who's not very delicate, who sort of break things or is not subtle enough.
Is clumsy.
Well, not necessarily clumsy. Oath implies like, think of Shrek.
Okay.
Shrek is like he's an ogre, but he's an oaf as well. An oaf is, well, either physically, like it can be an oaf, whereby you try and do something and because you're too big or too strong, you break something, or you can be an oaf in that you make the incorrect comment, you're not very subtle. So you might see a girl and say, "You're looking very fat today." This would be an oafish comment. That's not the correct thing to say. Okay. Gauge. What's a gauge? Petrol gauge.
Oh, actually I thought that it means petrol.
No, a gauge tells you how much of something you have. Temperature gauge, petrol gauge.
Okay.
So it's a measure. It measures how much you have. It's also a verb. To gauge something is to measure how something is, how much something is, how much of something you have. Jump leads. What are jump leads?
Okay, they use it a lot because they have problems with cars. These are these wires that you make. You use to connect batteries of 2 cars to start the engine of one of the cars.
Yeah, so if you break down because you've got a flat battery, you need to borrow some jump leads to start your car again. Okay, tedium. What does tedium mean?
I don't know.
Tedium is extreme boredom. So if you want to think about tedium, think about how you feel when you watch our videos. Extreme tedium, no? It's like, oh god, these videos are so boring. Tedious. Okay. Tedious, boring videos. Okay, what does he mean by lady friend?
Oh, they use it here to say prostitute.
Yeah, lady friend is very euphemistic. It's the most sort of delicate, euphemistic way of talking about a prostitute. They call him whore. He says, whore. Looking for a whore. Stricken, what does stricken mean?
I don't know.
Stricken is like abandoned.
Okay.
For example, when something breaks down, you're stricken. Or when something, like for example, a ship crashes into the sea, crashes into the rocks, it's stricken on the rocks. So it's like stuck somewhere and abandoned somewhere, and you have to try and get it out of that difficult position. What's roadkill?
It's the animal that you hit on the road and it's there lying.
Yeah, the ones you kill. They have to eat roadkill in the episode, don't they? They have to try and find roadkill. Okay, what about lob, to lob?
It's to throw something, to do like...
It's to throw informally, yeah. Or to lob could mean to put. So for example, you might say, I might have something in my hand, and the other person might say, just lob it there, put it there. Or it's informal. It implies that you're throwing something, but you're not throwing something like this, really throwing it, but just sort of... Other words you have is like chuck, to chuck something. So without really worrying about where it goes, sort of informally. So I think he says lob it on, I'm just going to lob it on. Or he says we can't just lob it on. Okay, what's a thug?
I don't know.
A thug is like someone who's very aggressive and is always getting into fights and is very strong as well, could be a thug. Okay, swilling, lager swilling. What's to swill?
Oh, it's to drink.
In this context, to drink. Yeah,
because he's angry with his friends. James is angry, so... Oh, it's Richard.
James. Yeah.
So he calls them lager swilling, like they're drunk or something.
Because they break his air conditioning.
Yeah.
Okay, sums up.
It means like to accumulate or something like this?
Not in this context. To sum something is to add something up. Yeah, but to sum up is like to give the idea of something. Or, so you have like A, B and C, and you say to sum up, this is the overall idea behind it. Yeah? Let somebody down. What about let somebody down?
Okay, it's when you trust in someone and then you need help and you ask this person for help and you didn't get any help, so this person let you down.
Yeah, or if you ask someone to do something, you say, can you do this for me? And they don't do it, they let you down. Okay, gingerly, to do something gingerly.
I don't know, it has to do with colour of hair?
No, gingerly, to do something gingerly is to do something very carefully. Okay. Because to gingerly do something is like because you're worried about what's going to happen. For example, you think something might explode or you think something might break, so you're very gingerly just move that a little bit because I'm worried about what's going to happen. Yeah? Okay, Nascar, what's Nascar?
I don't know, it's kind of race for cars or something.
It's very, very popular in the United States. It's incredibly popular in the United States, especially in the South. They're pretty basic cars, they're very big, with big engines, but very poor brakes. And they generally go round and round in a big oval. And there's like, I don't know how many cars, but 50 or 60 cars. They're all going round.
Together?
All around the same oval. And they go round the oval like 200 times. From my point of view, I don't find it very interesting, NASCAR. But yes, it's kind of like a redneck hick sport.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, to be cross. If someone's cross, what does that mean?
I don't know.
It means angry in this context.
Okay.
To be cross is I'm very angry. Okay, on our tail, what does that mean?
That someone is just behind there.
Yeah, just behind you, following you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, wipers, what does wipers mean?
Oh, it's this item that it's on the windshield of the car, windscreen.
Windscreen.
And it's you use it when it's rain. Yeah. To clean the water.
To get rid of the water, they do this.
Or this.
Yeah, sometimes. Or sometimes you just have one. But yes.
Sometimes you can go from up, actually.
Yeah, the wipers, informally, or the correct name would be windscreen wipers. You can say windscreen wipers or wipers. Okay, lift. To give someone a lift.
To take someone in the car from some place to some other place.
Yeah, it's quite a good word, this, because you use it quite a lot. You say, can you give me a lift? Or, would you like a lift to this place? Things like that. Okay, burly. What does burly mean?
I don't know.
Burly is the way to describe someone who's very big and strong. Someone who's like this, they're big muscles. And like a builder. You think about a builder he's very well built, strong, heavy. He's burly. To scarper, this is an interesting one. Scarper is very English, I believe. It's to run away. So when if you do something bad, and then you get caught, and then you have to run away, so you go, scarper, and you run away. It's used a lot by kids. Kids tend to scarper. It's quite informal. To pelt.
I don't know.
To pelt is to throw things at someone, pelt someone with something.
Okay. Stones,
for example. And what about last word then? Sweltering.
I'm sorry. These are difficult today.
Sweltering means very, very hot. So they were talking about the conditions being sweltering in the southern United States. So that's it for the words for today. And we'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and also leave some comments. Anything else you haven't understood about the episode of Top Gear, or anything that we've said, write it in the comment section below, and we can put another video up explaining those words as well. Okay, that's it for today then. Bye bye.
Bye.